Please note that this meeting is being recorded, and we will be sharing the recording after we finish our training. Okay, so I hope everyone can see the presentation and can hear me well. Please type in the chat if you can hear me and if you can see the presentation. All right, great. Kindly please mute your microphone. So basically, we will start our training now. This will be a short training due to the current situation of COVID-19. We have a huge number of trainings that we'll be conducting today for many schools. So we will have a short, quick training today. So kindly, please, if you have any questions, we will not be allowing a question over the microphone. So please type it in chat, and we'll try to answer as many questions as I can. And I will be explaining briefly about Microsoft Teams, and then we will go ahead directly and do a quick demo of how to create a class and how to add the students, and if you have a teacher with you, an assistant teacher with you, how to add the teacher, and then how to start the online meeting, and then we will go to class notebook and an assignment. So please take note of everything that will be going on in the meeting, and then after we finish, start trying it yourself. So I need your I need you all to be focusing with me. You can try it later, but don't try while we are presenting, just to keep the attention going. So for those of you that
Sir, sorry for the interruption. I can't see the presentation.
Okay, I will stop presenting and present again. If you can see the presentation, please make sure that you are on a big screen, not a mobile screen, because sometimes mobile does.
No, sir, I'm in the laptop.
Are on the laptop. Sign in and sign out.
So sorry for the interruption. I cannot see any presentation over here, sir.
I am speaking already about that. Please sign in and sign out, or use the application if you're using the web app, or vice versa. Use the web app if you are using the application. I'm gonna stop presenting now and bring up the same presentation back again. But can you please mute your microphone again? So I am pulling up the same presentation again. So just to see if it works. Okay, presentation should be showing right now to everyone. I can see that some people are saying that they can see and hear.
Sir, should I log out again, because still I can't?
Yes, please. If you are using the application, please use the web app. If you are using the web app, please use the application.
Okay.
For those people who cannot see the presentation, please make sure that you're using a big screen, whether it's a tablet or a laptop or a desktop. And sign out, sign in, use the application or use the web app for which you are using at the first place.
Sir, should I sign out and sign in again, sir, to the Microsoft Teams? I'm not able to see any presentation over here, sir.
Yes, please sign out and sign back again in. And if you are using the application, please use the web app. If you are having difficulty with the web app, please use the application.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I will be sharing this presentation with all of you once we finish, but we really need to get started. So I will go ahead and get started. So basically, as you can see, or if you can see the official link for getting, sorry, in the portal of Office 365 and Microsoft Teams is portal.office365.com. And again, I will be sharing the presentation for the people who does not see the presentation. I will be sharing it after we finish. So again, please take note of this. It's portal.office365.com. This is the website that will get you in the Office 365 education system. And from there, we will go to Microsoft Teams. So basically, Microsoft Teams is a collaboration tool that will allow you to have more communication with the students. It will allow you to, it will increase actually collaboration and communication between students and teachers and between teachers themselves. So as you all have seen, almost more than 70% of the schools in the UAE are using Microsoft Teams to conduct the remote training, the distance learning that they are actually sadly being forced to do during the situation of the COVID-19. So, and because of the feature that Microsoft Teams provide, it has been a remarkable how schools are benefiting from the features of creating classes and gathering the students of the same class in the classes and being able to teach them remotely, giving them assignments and giving them all the materials that they need to go through with the remote learning, with the distance learning. So I will go ahead to explain the same screen that the first screen that you will be getting once you are logged into the portal.office365.com. To log in, you need a username and password, and that should be provided by your school IT or administration. So if you haven't, please check with them. But once you log in, this is the screen that you will be getting. And no matter how the order would be of the application, but this is the main screen frame. And we will be explaining the most important application that we will be using to kick off the remote distance learning process. So at first, the first thing we'll be talking about is not number one. We will be starting from number two, as number one is now activated at Primus. So number two is OneDrive. OneDrive is basically a storage for each and every one of you. It's a 1 terabyte storage. You can store your files there. You can add up to 1 terabyte of files. Let's say you have materials for your classes, PDF files, Excel, Word, PowerPoints, whatever materials, video files, whatever materials that you will be using with your class, you can store at OneDrive. OneDrive is a portal, web portal. You can store files there. And also you can install it as an agent. So you will have a folder at your desktop and it's a cloud folder. So if you have, let's say, important information that you don't want to lose, you can store it on OneDrive, and that we will be using later with Teams. I will be explaining more about this later. So basically, OneDrive is your online storage. Number 3 is the familiar application that I believe everyone is familiar with. It's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote. For those of you who doesn't know about OneNote, we will be explaining that later also. And 4 is Teams, which is the main application that we will be using. 5 is class notebooks that we'll be explaining inside of Teams. And 6 is the whiteboard, which is basically a white blank space that you can use to write on while in the live presentation, while in the live classroom. So basically, this is the main frame of what you will be getting once you sign in to portal.office365.com. So in short, this is the portal. I will be now sharing my screen so we can start. And as I've said before, kindly please keep your attention with me, and we will be. I mean, you can try this later after we finish the training. You can log into portal.office365 and practice the things that we have spoken about here. So I'm going to share my desktop screen right now. Okay, right now I am sharing my screen, and you should see that I am on Microsoft Teams application. This is the screen of the application, the downloaded and installed application of Microsoft Teams, and it's very similar to the web app Microsoft Teams. So you will see this screen most probably the same if you are using the web app or if you are using the downloaded application. So basically, as you can see, at the left we have the button bars. It's a vertical button bars. We have the first button is activity, and basically here I will get every notification about the team classes that I am enrolled in. And this is the chat where every private chat is happening. This is private chat. This is not team chat. And it's a one-to-one chat, and it could also be one-to group, but it is not linked to a team class. Features that's available in the private chat is basically definitely less than available in team chat. So this can be used on one-to-one chat. You can just go to the new chat button beside the search bar, and you will just start typing the name of the person that you want to speak with, and you can just start a one-to-one chat with that person. And also you can start a meeting, a video call or an audio call with that person individually. So this is the second button. This is the private chat. The third button, which is the most important, this is the team chat. But hold on with me, I will go back to this. The fourth button is the assignment, and here I will find, if I am the teacher, I will find all the assignments that I have created in all of my classes. So let's say if I have class A, B, and C, and as you can see here, these are a couple of test classes that I created before during the trainings that we had earlier. So if I had created any assignment in any of them, I just click on the class name and check the assignment. This will give me an ease of use. If I am the teacher, I don't have to go to each and every class. I could just go to one portal and check the assignments for many as the same if I'm going to each class. So this is the assignment tab. And here I can find the calendar. After the assignment, there is the calendar button. It's basically where you organize meetings. So if you wanna start, a notification for a meeting that will happen tomorrow at 9 a.m., you can just go to this little arrow beside the new meeting button, and you go ahead and click on schedule meeting. This way you can schedule a meeting that will happen later. And we will be discussing this. Okay, so we will be discussing this later while we talk about how to create the live meeting. So I will leave this for now. But this is the calendar tab that you can go and see all of the meetings that you have scheduled, and you can schedule a new meeting. Calls, the button after calendar is basically a calling button where you don't want to chat with someone, but you just want to make a call. So you click on make a call, and you again type the person name and start calling that person. The last tab is files. Files as assignment. It's a place where all of the files you have created for all of the teams comes together. So if you're looking for some files, you don't need to go to each team and look for it. You can come here. You can find all the files that you uploaded for all the team classes. Now, going back to the most important tab, which is Teams. This is where you will find all of the created classes, and you can create new one. These blocks are the classes that either I created or I am enrolled in. So you can see these are test classes. So if you're a teacher of this class, this is not you. These are only test classes that we created. Nothing is inside. No members is inside. So this is not a class. This is actually a group that I am enrolled in. It's called Primus Group Video Conference. Actually, someone else created it, and I am enrolled in it. So basically, what you will see is created, or you have enrolled, or someone enrolled you in this class. So the first thing that we will be sharing in the team screen is the join or create team. So this button will allow me to create my own team. I'm gonna go ahead and click on it. I have these options. I'm gonna choose the first option, which is create team. And I will click on create team. I have many options, but for our case, we will be choosing class. Each of these options have many different features inside. So you need to make sure not to mistake between of them. If you're creating a class, choose class, because assignments and other features are only available in the class type. And after you choose the type, you will have to choose the name. I'm gonna give it a name, online training test team. And if you need, you can write a description. It's an optional description. And I'm going to go ahead and click on next. Okay, so after we choose the type and the name and description, we will get to an important section that I need to choose who are the students that are with me, and if there are more than one teacher, more than me, actually, the teacher, if there is an assistant teacher, how to add it. So in the screen, we can see that we have two tabs. We have the student tab and we have the teacher tab. And from the student tab, I can see who I want to add. By just starting to type the first initial letters of the name. Let's say I will choose, if I type the name Rubel, I will be using Rubel as an example, so bear with me, Rubel. So if I just type the first letter, it will show the name, and I can just choose, and let's say, I'm going to try to see other names that are I'm just choosing randomly off your names just for the test purposes. So basically, now I have chosen my students, and you can choose as many students as you want, but for the test purpose, I have chosen my students, and I'm gonna go ahead and click on add. So these three people will have a new class online training test team showing at their Teams tab. And let's say I want to add a teacher with me. Same way, I can just go ahead and add a teacher with me here. I can just choose also the name that I want to add as a teacher and go ahead and click on add. Well, we don't have another teacher with me now. I'm gonna go ahead and go click on close. Okay, now the new class is created. And as you can see, this is the first screen that you will be getting once you create your class. So briefly, the screen has two components that we want to explain, and then we'll dig deeper in the second component. The first one is the left side. You will see the name, which is Online Training Test Team, and you will see the channel, which is General Channel. And basically, channels is the way that we organize. It can be used to organize the class, because class will have materials, will have video recording of live classes, will have conversation. And to come up with a way to organize subjects, Microsoft came up with this way to divide the class into channels. How we usually explain that? We usually explain it by units. So if I have a book for this subject and it has units inside, I can just go ahead and create, let's say, I have the general channel, and I can click on the three dots beside the class name and add channel. I will create unit 1, and I will say it's automatically show to everyone. And the same way, I will be creating also unit 2, also showing to everyone. So if you can see, the general channel has conversation and file shared and everything that is different from unit 1, unit 2, and etc. So basically, you can choose this the way you see it working for you, but it's a way of organizing your class. You can choose not to use it, or use it as units, or use it in any different way that you see useful for you. So this is the channel section. So basically, we have the name, and underneath the name, we have the channel. Once you click on the channel, you will get the channel conversation, and also if there is any files shared or any video recording shared, we will be seeing here. So basically, now to start, the right section is the canvas, where we have the tabs. We have posts at the top of the screen. We have posts, we have files, and then class notebook, assignments, and grades. These are the important tabs that we will be using throughout our session in the class.
Meeting correcting you are
Now, I will just mute anyone who forgot to mute his mic. Going back to the class, again, these are the important tabs that you will be using during your class. Post is the main conversation of the class. Files is where you will see the files that you uploaded to this particular class. And class notebook is the digital notebook for this class for you and your students. Assignments is the assignments that you give to the students, and grades is the reference grades that the system give once you distribute an assignment. And we will get to this at the end of the session. So basically, to start, you can choose between one of the two recommended action, which is the first one is the upload class materials, or you can just find help and training, and this will direct you to Microsoft website where there is a lot of help and training available. But at first, you can start by uploading any class materials that you will be using. As I've said before, if you have PDF files, if you have Word documents, PowerPoint, any files that you need during your class, or even if it's not needed in the online session, you can just leave it there and use it with any of the conversation with the students. So let's say I want to upload a file. It will take me to Files tab, and I will click on Upload, and I can upload some test PowerPoint that I created. And as you can see, it's already uploaded to general. This is why we explained channel as a way to organize. It says uploaded to general channel. So I will only find this file in the general channel. I will not find it in unit 1 and 2. And again, the file is uploaded. I can go back to post, the general conversation, and I can just, start a conversation with that file. You can see there is an attach button. I can click on the attach button and say browse theme. And from there, I can find the file that I already uploaded as a class material. So uploading class materials is not only for the live session. You can just use outside the live session. And I'm going to go ahead and click on here. You can see there is a conversation saying, hey, check this file. And also the file is there where students can click on it and
Excuse me, sir.
see.
So sorry to disturb you. So I can't see the present tab which you're talking about. So,
Sorry?
sir, I can't see the present tab which you're talking about.
I am sharing my screen now. You should be seeing my whole screen. If you're not seeing it, kindly please switch application. Switch from the web app to the application, or from the application to the web app.
Okay.
And
Thank
please,
you, sir.
welcome.
Thank
If
you,
you have
sir.
any notes, kindly please use the chat tab just to keep the class going, the
Yes,
session
sir.
going. So again, any materials that you upload using the file tab or the upload class materials, you can use either in a general conversation, or with the assignment that we will see about it later, or during the actual live session. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a meeting, which is a live session. It's called a meeting inside Teams. So as you can see at the bottom of the screen, there is a camera button. After the conversation box, you will see a camera button. If you hover your mouse there, it will say Meet Now. This is the button that will allow you to start the meeting. This is actually one of the ways that will allow you to start a meeting. We will be discussing another way just now. So I'm going to click on Meet Now. And as you can see, this is the Meet Now. You can start by adding a subject for the actual live session. So the subject would be live session 1. You can just name the subject based on the subject of the training session or the class that you are giving right now. And the options would be to turn off and on your camera. By default, your camera is on. You can just turn it off if you don't need to open the camera. And also, you have a button to schedule a meeting, and you have a meeting now option. So this is very important because many of the students came back to us saying that we want to make all of the students as attendee and not to go back to all of them one by one and make them attendee. And I will be explaining about this later. And for those who doesn't know about attendee, I will be also explaining now. But I want you to memorize that you have two options, either to meet now, go directly inside the live session, or to schedule a meeting where you will have more options to have meeting with more than one class at once, and also have all of your students come in the classroom as attendee, which will limit their options during the live session. We will be going back to this, but for now I will be starting the meeting. So I'm clicking on Meet Now. Once I click Now, I will get the same screen as you are seeing. I cannot go to that meeting because we are in a meeting right now. So I will get the same screen as I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So I'm going to get the same screen as you are seeing now. And I have the meeting buttons bar, which is basically has the most important option that I need during the live session. So the first one would be the red button, which will end up the meeting. And the second one, it says show participant. And basically, show participant is the panel that I will see everyone, that will allow me to see everyone that is with me. Right now in the meeting, we have Adil, Amna, Anupma, Bravin. Hello to everyone. And, I can see all of the names, and I can see the number of the total attendee. I have 69 attendee live with me right now. And from here, I can, see who's absent from my students, and, I can note it down at the beginning of the session. And also, I have an option to mute everyone. So if I'm, go ahead and click on mute, this will mute everyone, every attendee, except me. So if you need to mute everyone in the session, you can go ahead and click on mute all, but you need to know that mute all is not a permanent mute. The attendee can open his or her mic after that. So this is the mute all button, and this is the people panel. The third button is the show conversation. This is a meeting chat. This is not a private chat, not the Teams chat. This is the live meeting chat. This is where the all of the people that are currently live joining the session can have chat. Basically, this will go to the meeting chat. It will not show on the team conversation, it will be saved in the Teams chat, meeting chat only. So, and you can just click on it to hide it again. And you have the more option button, the three dots. One more thing about the three dots, as I have explained in the past training, look at the three dots everywhere you go in Teams, because if there is an option that you can't find, you will find in the three dots, either in the Teams tab or the chat tabs or anywhere, or even the live session. So in this button, you will find the start or stop recording button, which will allow you to video record your live session. This will record everything in the live session. This will record your presentations, your desktop sharing, your audio and video, and basically anything that goes on in the live session will be video recorded. And you can use that recording later to give the student that were not there, or you can use it for reference. And we will be showing how we can use the recording after we finish this live session. And also we have turn off incoming video. So basically, turn off incoming video means that I will turn off all the video feed that is coming my way. It is not turning off the student's camera. It is only disallowing their feed to come to my end. It's basically a bandwidth control option. So if you have a low bandwidth, if you're having problem with your internet connection, and you have many of your students with their camera on, you can just click this button to ease the pressure on your internet connection. This will allow you to have a better connection. And this is the sharing button. This will allow me to share my screen, and also a PowerPoint presentation, and also the whiteboard. So bear with me a second. I will show you, I will stop sharing my screen and share it back again to show you how this button works. Please hold on. I'm just opening up a new Microsoft Teams window just to show you what we can do with the share screen button. Okay, so basically, I have shared another team screen just to show you what options are available. This is the web app of Microsoft Teams. And if you can see, I'm gonna click on the share option. And from there, I have three options. I have the screen share, and also I have the PowerPoint, and then I have the whiteboard. Screen share, and the middle PowerPoint, and the last one is whiteboard. So if I click on screen share, basically the student will be seeing my screen as all of you are seeing my screen. And if I click on PowerPoint, and there is a browse button beside PowerPoint Word, if I click on that, I can browse PowerPoint from my computer, or from the team files that I created, the class materials, or from OneDrive. If you remember, we have explained about a storage that each one of you can use. So if I have my file there, I can also access from here. But I'm gonna go ahead and upload from my computer. And the same test file that we are using. And as you can see, now it's opening the test file, and also everyone joined in the session should be seeing the test file, the PowerPoint file that I am uploading. It will not be showing to you guys because you are in a different session viewing my screen, but I'm opening another team screen just for the purpose of the demo. So this is the first slide, the only slide that I have in my test presentation, and it's showing to everyone that is live with me. And I have the controls. I can go back and forth, navigation of the slides, and I have the I button, which will prevent participant from going back and forth in the presentation. So basically, this button is important if you want all the students to be in the same slide as you are in, or you can just not click it and allow them to, go back and forth with the presentation. And they can go back and forth for themselves. So it will not affect you or the other students. So you will click on the I if you want everyone to be with you on the same page, on the same presentation. And there is a stop presentation button. Well, it will stop the whole process. And last, we have the whiteboard, which, as I have explained before, it's basically a white blank screen you can use to, give any information, but in writing. And you can use any pen-enabled device, or you can use your mouse. You can type here. This is only a whiteboard. This is only a screen with a pen, let's say. And you have some option with colors, and you have the eraser. That's it. You have no other option to do with the whiteboard. After you finish, you can see, if you hover the mouse, you can see the stop presenting button also. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop presenting. So this is basically what we mean by share screen. You can write. There is a question how to write on whiteboard with the mouse. As I have shared now, you can just go ahead, click on share, choose the whiteboard, and by default you will have the black pen. And I'm using my mouse actually, so you can just click on the mouse and start drawing any information that you want on the screen. Definitely, you'll not be drawing XO, but just to, the purpose of the training. So it will be useful if you have a device with a pen, or if you want just to share any written information to your students. So this is the whole idea of share, and it's definitely difficult to write with the mouse. That's why I was explaining you can use a pen-enabled device, or you can just use your mouse. But it's an option. It's an available option for you if you choose to use or not to use. So after the sharing button, you will have the two controls of the microphone and camera. So this is basically mute or unmute your microphone, and also turning on and off your camera. And your camera will still be showing even if you are presenting your desktop or presenting, let's say, a PowerPoint presentation. As you can see, my video feed is coming at the end of your screen, and you can see my screen, my desktop screen, in the main frame of the live session. So if you have your camera on, students will continue to see your video even if you are presenting something else. And basically, after that, we have the counter, which is basically showing us for how long this session has been going. So for now, it's been an hour and 8 minutes. And also, last one is the recording sign, which will, allow you to make sure that the recording is going. We started the recording, if you remember, from the more option, 3 dots, start or stop recording. And this red mark circle will allow me to see that the recording is actually going. And if for some reason it didn't happen with me before or happened with anyone that I know, we did not receive a complaint about this. But if for any reason this red circle disappears, that means that you need to go back and click on the start recording once again. Your student cannot stop the recording. No one can stop the recording but you. Once you started recording, you are the only one that can stop the recording. The recording is saved in your class, and it's an online video that only can be viewed with the username and password of the school. So basically, you need to have a username and password as a teacher or student to view the video that has been recorded. We will see about this video after we finish the live recording. We will go to another team screen and see another another video that was recorded earlier. So basically, this is how you run and how you manage the live session. And I'm gonna go ahead now to the other screen where we will be seeing how the recording is done and how we can deal with it. As I have explained, you can access Office 365 with the username and password given by your school. Either it's an IT or another department. You need to check with the school. So let's go to the other. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second and boot up the other meeting that we have created just for the purpose of the training. Please hold on with me for a minute. Okay, so now I will be sharing my screen. Just to let you see the recording that was done earlier. If you don't want your live recording, you just don't record. Recording is optional. It's not there by default. You need to actually start the recording yourself. So I am now sharing the screen of another team site that has been created earlier. And if you can see, this is the meeting. It's ended. The meeting is ended. And I can see that that meeting was 10 minutes and 3 seconds. And this is the actual recording. It says recording has stopped, saving the recording to Microsoft. So you need to give it, let's say, like 10, 15 minutes based on the length of the video. It doesn't take more than that. It doesn't take more than 10, 15 minutes. It sometime did in the last week because of the huge traffic that Microsoft Teams was facing last week. But in general, recording would take 10 to 15 minutes to be ready. Once it's ready, it will be showing on the screen. Go ahead. There is no other video on this team. Okay. Once it's ready, it will be showing on the screen, and we will see how we can share it. So, okay, while waiting for the video, I'm gonna see if there is any question on the chat. And okay, no other question on the chat. I think it will be ready in a minute or two. Basically, it's now processing the video that we have created. Let me check if I have any other ready-to-use video in any other test class that I created before. Okay, unfortunately, there is no other. So we will be just waiting for this video recording to be shown. Okay, you know what? We will just go ahead and create another tab, and we will be going back to the recording to hopefully it will be finished processing them. So to the class that we are in, the online training test team. Now we can see that there is a file tab. Okay, file tab, we've been there, we have uploaded files there. And this is the second file. You can just use it to upload your files or create new files. You can upload folders, create Word document, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. And you can download these files back again to your computer. The third tab that we want to be explaining today is the class notebook. Class notebook is basically the digital notebook of the class. And everyone in the class have a notebook, and you and your students have your own notebooks, but the difference is with permission, as you will see right now. So basically, the first time you create a class, it will ask you for the first time only to set up the class notebook. I'm gonna go ahead and click on it, and you will choose a blank notebook. And here it will explain the three sections of the notebook. What is the permission that's governing these three sections. The first section is the collaboration space. Collaboration space where teachers and students have the rights and permission to edit and add content in this space. And also we have the content library, where the teacher can add content, can edit content, and the students can only view. And we have the student notebook, in which it's basically a private space for each student, a private notebook for each student. The teacher can see and edit all of the notebook for the students, but the students can only see their own notebook. They cannot see other students' notebook. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on next and then create. And just remember, this is a first time action only. You don't need to do this every time. Okay, it's now getting my class notebook ready. All right. It's ready now. And as we can see, there is an arrow under the File tab. Once I click on it, I will see the section on the class, in the class notebook. And these are the section that we explained in the screen just a second ago. There is a welcome section. So basically, if you can see, there is a welcome section, collaboration, and then on the other side, there is welcome to class and fact page. So the first column is the section. The second column is the pages inside each section. So welcome section has these two pages, welcome to class and fact. And the first section, the welcome section, is only viewable and editable by you as a teacher. The second is the collaboration. This is where everyone has the right to edit and view. The third one is the content library, where you can add content there, and it's only viewable by the students, but they cannot edit the content here. And the third section, as you can see the names, these are the names of the students that I added. So every student of the student that I added have his or her own notebook. So let's say I have Rubel notebook. I can click, I can see the sections inside Rubel notebook, and I can view and edit and also add content for the students. But the students cannot see other students' notebook, can only see his or her own notebook. So basically, this is a digital workspace. This is a digital notebook for this class particular. You will have versions of this for all of the classes that you have. So this is related to the class itself. The materials that you have here, it will not be distributed to all the other classes. So this is basically the class notebook. I'm gonna just go back to see our video. Yeah, the video is ready. Now, as you can see, there is the thumbnail of the video. And if you hover the mouse, you can see the play video caption. So this is the actual video of the meeting. And you can see the three dots beside the video. From here, I can click on Get Link, and I can copy this link, and I can go anywhere I want, any other class, and I can share it, and it will be shared to all of the students in the other class if I am sharing to another class. Or I can just basically go to a private chat to another colleague or another students, and share it to the students, or I can just share the recording in whatever way I see possible. And I'm gonna go ahead and click on play so you just can see. There will be no audio in this video recording because I muted the mic for this video. Go ahead and click on play. Once you click on play, it will give you the name of the meeting, the date, and who is the presenter. And once you play, you will see all of the session that has been going on. You will see, if there is a video or an audio going. At this point, I shared my screen, so you can see in the video that I shared my screen, you can see basically anything that has been going on in the meeting. So if you shared your screen, if you shared any PowerPoint presentation, it will be there in the video. So basically, this is the video recording, and this is how to share it. And I'm gonna go back to, okay, no questions so far. So go back going back to class notebook. Just a summary again of what we were saying. It's basically the first column is section, the second column is pages or papers inside this section. And you have your own section, which is the welcome section. You have the collaboration space. You have the content library, and also you have the notebook of each and every student. So you can use the notebook for whatever means that you see useful for you, but we have one good recommendation for using the notebook in the assignment that we will be explaining right now. So if we go to assignment tab, and in the assignment tab, and I'm going to click on get started, and I'm going to click on create. And this is where you create an assignment and quizzes. We will not be explaining quizzes. You can go ahead and see it yourself after we finish. But we will be explaining about the assignment just for the time of the meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and click on assignment. And in the assignment page, this is where I fill in my assignment title. Let's say it's a new assignment. Okay. And second, you have to enter an instruction for your students on how they can actually fill the assignment. Let's say, go back to page number 16 in unit 1. You know, basically you give them an instruction on how they can actually do the assignment that you gave to them. And the most important is the resources. What is the actual assignment? So when you click on the resources, you have various options. It's basically, what is the assignment? Is it a PDF file? You have your questions or the assignments notes ready on a PDF file, on a Word file, on an Excel file? Is it an image? Maybe you're writing a formula on a paper and taking an image and saving it on your PC, and this is the assignment. So whatever file you want, you can upload either using the upload from this device button, or you can just choose from OneDrive, the storage that we explained before. And this way you can give your student an actual file as an assignment, which they can download and then upload back again and submit it as an assignment. But as I have said, we have one recommendation for using the class notebook. And now we will explain why we recommend it, but I'm going to go ahead and click on class notebook. And I'm going to take just a random page from my section as a teacher and use it as an assignment. So basically, you need to prepare this before going to the assignment tab. You need to go ahead to your class notebook and create a page, write your assignment and make it ready there. So this is the first page that we have seen before in the welcome section. I'm gonna click on it and then click on attach at the bottom of the screen. So now it's telling me that I have your assignment, and the assignment is welcome to class. So it's asking me, where do you want to put this in your student's notebook? So in my student's notebook, by default, they have a homework section. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to click on done. So what it will do, it will take a copy of the assignment that I created in my section and distribute to all of the notebooks of the students that I have in my class. And you can also add another resource if there is another resource that you're adding to your assignments. And then you have the points. Points is basically a reference points that you can give based on submitting the assignment. again, as I have explained in the other two trainings before, points here are only reference points. It's basically, if I give 5 points, then everyone that submitted and approved by me will get the 5 points. So there is no way for teams to find out if the assignment was made correctly or not. Teams cannot read what's inside the assignments, whether it's a file or a notebook file. It will only give a reference point based on your approval of the submission of the assignment by the student. And then we have the assign to, because this will give me the ability to, give the assignment for all of my students, or I will just give it to one of them or a group of them. So if it's all, I will leave it. If it's a group, let's say I will give it to 2 students only. So I have chosen their name. If not, I will just leave it and it will be distributed to all of the students that are with me in the class. And then last, I will create the due date. Let's say it will be on Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. This will allow me to, have a set date. After that date, the student will not be able to turn on their assignment, and I can control the date and timing of the assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on assign. And now in the background, Teams is working on distributing the assignments to everyone. And once it's finished, every student that is with me in the class will get a notification saying that there is an assignment in this class and you need to check it. If you can see now, I got a notification. And also, all of the people that we have added in this team will get the same notification. As you can see, there is an assignment, and I can view as a student. I can view by clicking View Assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my team, my class, and click on Assignment. New assignment is the name that we give to the assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. This will give me an overall view of the assignment that I distributed. So I can see there is 2 tabs, 2 grade or graded. There is 0 graded, 0 of them I have graded points because none of them has turned it in. And there is 3, which is this is the total number of the people that I have in the class that has not turned in the application. It means that they have received it, but they have not turned it in. So basically, I can go ahead if I want to see the progress of what's going on, or if it's submitted and I want to see it, I can go ahead and click on the name of the student. And now it's showing me the actual assignment that I gave to the students. And from here, using the OneNote, there is a draw tab. I can just highlight any information on the assignments and explain anything using the draw tab, or I can just highlight any of the information that I want. And this is not the assignment for everyone. This is only the assignment for Rubel, the student that I clicked on. And also I can use writing to write anything I want for the students. And once I finish, the students will see my modification on his or her page of the assignments. So this is why we recommend Class Notebook, because you basically can draw using the pen, or can highlight anything you want there. You can do that with the most of other application, but you can do it using Class Notebook. This is why we recommend using Class Notebook for assignment. At the right side, you can also write your feedback for the students. So you can just write any feedback you want for the student here in this section. If you want to give points, you can also use this to give points. So I'm going to give you, let's say, 3 out of 5, and I'm going to return it back to the students. And I'm going to click on close. So now Rubel is in the graded tab because I did grade him 3 grades. So I have 2 other students, and the same way I can click on the student name and see his or her assignments, and also grade or not grade grades, and return the assignments back, or approve it if it is submitted. Now in Rubel case, we only saw a return button. That's because we clicked on the assignment before Rubel has a chance to submit it. That's why there is no approve button. There is only a return, because it was not submitted in the first place. We only clicked on it and did some modification before it was submitted by the students. So if you click on an assignment and you can see the approve button, that is because the student did not submit the assignments. So basically, this is everything in short. I did not explain everything in Teams. I just explained the most important information that we need to kick off the remote distance learning. And because of our time, everything was in short. So you need to go back to this recording that we will be sharing and try it yourself at home or at work if you are at work. And practice makes a difference. So practice on creating live sessions and all of the things that we explained today. The last thing that we will be explaining is how you can schedule the meeting and have all your students as attendee. So I'm going to go back to our own meeting screen just to show you why we need everyone as attendee. So opening the people panel, as you can see, all of you guys are attendee. If you're not, then you will be able to share your screen or share a PowerPoint presentation or share whiteboard or even have recording options and many other options. So basically, just limit of what the students can do. We can either go to the name of the students. If they're not attendee, you can go ahead and click on the 3 dots, and there is an option that will be shown there to make as attendee, and this will limit their option. But if you, like me, have a 71 people joining, it will take some time, marking everyone as attendee. So this is why we will be sharing now a new way that you can create the meeting and everyone will be there as an attendee. And the last thing here, we have a mute all button, as you can see. This will mute everyone in the meeting but me. So you can use this with your students. But one important note is basically muting the microphone and turning off your camera is a mutual understanding between you and your students. You need to ask them to be muted and turn off their camera if you want, because nothing is permanent about muting or turning off their camera. Camera is definitely something that you cannot control for your students. It's a privacy governed option. So you cannot control the camera either by on or off. But microphone, you can mute them, but if they unmuted, they can speak again. So basically, it's an understanding between you and everyone in the live session. So I will be going ahead to the calendar tab, where we will be explaining how to get everyone in as attendee. So in the calendar tab, beside the new button, the new meeting, there is an arrow, a down arrow. I will click on it and choose schedule meeting. And here are my meeting options. We have the title. Basically, the title is the title of the live session that you want to conduct. So let's say it's make as attendee session. You can choose the date. Let's say that my session is tomorrow at 9 a.m. And channel. From here, you can choose which class that you want to do this meeting in, and you can choose multiple class. If you want to create a live session for, let's say, 3 classes together, you can choose those 3 classes at once. So we have the class that we created, the online training test team, and we have the channels. This is also why we create channels, because we can create a meeting in a particular unit or channel. I'm gonna go ahead and click on the general. And also I can choose another channel to be with me. On the training. So, and also at the end, I can type any details if I want to type details. And then I'm gonna go ahead and click on send. And if you can see, this is the date. We created it for the 13th, and it's now creating. And once it's done, I can click on it and see the options, how I can make everyone go in as an attendee. Let's give it a second. This is how it will be showing in the class page. It will be showing that IT admin, it's the name of the user that I am using, scheduled a meeting, and the meeting name is make as attendee session. So this is what the session will look like for the students. And I'm gonna go ahead and click on it. And I can see this option because I am the admin of the class. Only the teacher can see these options. The students cannot see this option, even if they clicked on it. So the options that we need are at the top of the page. There is a meeting option button. Beside the time zone, you will find a meeting option button. I'm gonna click on it. It will open up a page. Oh, okay. You need, just gonna go ahead and log in as Primus. As I've said before, only you can see this option. That's why I got an error, because on the web app I have another account with Teams. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Okay, I'm gonna go back and click on the meeting options. Okay, as you can see now, I have the option for that meeting that I created for March 13, and it was created by me. This is the name of the user that we were using. And we have two options. So basically, the first option, it says who can bypass the lobby. Lobby is basically if you want everyone to be joining without your approval. And as a teacher, you want this to be happening. You don't want to go to each student and approve their admission to the meeting. So just keep this to everyone. And the second option is who can present. And from here, you will choose only me. Only me will make you the sole presenter, and everyone else will be joining as attendee. So I'm going to click on save. And going back to our same meeting screen, as you can see, all of you guys are attendees. I didn't have to go through to each one and make it as attendee, because when I created the meeting, I did the same option. So now all of you are in the meeting as attendee. So basically, this would be all. And please go ahead and try this. Go back to the recording. The recording would be ready in like 10-15 minutes also. So please go back to the recording. Try to create teams and have students in and go around the things that we have said about class notebook, assignments, and etc. Any questions before we finish? Only about the things that we discussed today. Is there any questions that we can go through? Oh, thank you, Rubel. I've seen there were questions and Rubel were going through. So thank you, Rubel, for your help. Okay, so basically we will be ending this session now. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your valuable time. I know as a teacher you will be more creative and do a lot of stuff in Teams than I have explained. I hope this will be a great benefit for you. And please go back to the video. And if you have also any questions, I'm gonna share a slide right now that will have an email that you can go back to and send our team.
I can't join the conversation. The chat. I can't join the chat conversation.
My friend, you need to click on the chat button on the meeting bar. It's the second button after the hang up button.
Yeah, I did that, but it is showing we were not able to access your conversation. I can see the chat going on, but I can't access the conversation.
Okay, dear, I have your name here, and I will
Zahid.
check. Yeah, I will check why, because I think everyone else can access the chat. I'm gonna also write in the chat the email that you guys can send to get any information about Microsoft Teams. And also I encourage all of you to visit a YouTube channel called Microsoft Education on YouTube, and there you will find a very practical how to do this and how to do that videos that will help you throughout the process. It's a YouTube channel called Microsoft Education, and it's there on the chat also. So thank you very much for your cooperation. Thank you for your time. and the video will be shared shortly. Thank you all. Thank you.